Welcome to part 2, where we see the attacking orcs get to do something after that big firestorm. Now again, I chose my deployment side as the side that the stompers are facing, but because of the stranglehold, I can come in from any edge. You see my loot is moving on, they won't be able to shoot till next turn, and my looted wagons, and of course my squads of boys. On comes my battle wagon full of Burnas, and then we remember we gotta roll for reserves. So we roll for those looted wagons, they both stay on. Rolling for the battle wagon, he gets removed. And the Ludas, nope. Next squad of Ludas, also a negatory. And so they have to wait even more time to come in because they're heavy weapons they can't shoot. The squads of boys both stay on, and the truck full of boys. Unfortunately, the squad of Burnas comes on, so they have to come on outside their transport, and one squad of bikes makes it in. So the Burnas coming up as far as they can. The original plan was, because of the length of that battle wagon, they'd be able to flame the guys. Hopefully they'll still be in range, and the truck, they're just unloading, hopefully to be in range of the Stompa, of Fred. Because, well, if he's on the enemy team, we gotta take him down ASAP. Bikes moving in again when there's more support against that big squad of 30 boys. I can't afford my the Ludas to get recharged from them. And the other squad of boys, of course, moving up to get into assault range of that Bastion. Now again with Stranglehold. Friendly reminder for those of you who don't know, that was a fail run roll on their part. But all infantry models have melt-a-bombs. That's right, melt-a-bombs. And so if a squad of especially 20 boys gets into base contact with a Bastion, it's game over. So this will be interesting how Andy figures out how to defend. Now my looted wagons start shooting. They go off, don't do too much damage, but they are able to shoot. They don't press that. Big shot into direct hit into the 30 boys, and I'm able to take out a fair bit, which is nice. But he doesn't get a cover save. It's only 2 die. Now, again, with these Burna boys, it's very unfortunate. Tried to measure as I could, but only 2 were able to wound. Luckily, he doesn't get the cover save, but I'm only able to wound down 1. His boys are a lot stronger than I wanted them to be at this point, so I loaned with my bikes, which of course are twin-linked big shooters that have shorter range, for those of you who are familiar with orc guns, and they're able to deal the damage that needed to get done. Now the orcs, we measured it, and it was exactly in range. I couldn't have got it any closer to Fred. And so they charged that Bastion in hopes of destroying it first turn, which should happen with all those melt-a-bombs. And as we see, we're rolling. We have penetrating hit there, and total of 3 penetrating hits, and there's the explosion, 5 inches, and it gets all my boys. Luckily not too much damage, but 4 boys is 4 boys. So we put in the crater. Fred is out of the game. Again, if he's not fighting for me, he's gonna go sit out and wait. Now reserves for Andy's. 1 battle wagon doesn't come on, the other one does. Death Copters managed to get in. The Scorches, one of them gets to come in. The other battle wagon does not, which is unfortunate because it had all those other guys in. And well, that was where they're moving on. So the battle wagon moved on to the opposite end, and that was no, he was full of the boys. Full of shooter boys, so he was able to get... No, that was the empty one, sorry. But the Scorcher luckily got onto my table edge, got right up against my Burnas, which will hurt. And the Death Copters come on the side, hoping to deal damage to my looted wagons. Death Dread moving through difficult terrain, moves over to assault those boys. You saw how easily they destroy the 1 Bastion. He doesn't want them to attack the middle of the Indomitable Fortress and take those out, and the other Death Dread moving out. Mega Knobs move from one to the other, because they need to get out. They need to start defending. Those boys make a leap across the defense. As Andy said, the best defense isn't a good offense. It comes out to meet me. This is a twin-linked rocket at my looted wagon. Unfortunately, nothing happens. The Scorcha, however, destroys my group of Burna boys. Leadership, I make it, thankfully. At least I can do something in this game. As the Burna boys have got annihilated already, the boys are going for the bikes. Again, because the bikes are less adept in close combat, it's better to charge them than let them shoot them more. But they don't do any wounds, they make the cover safe. The Grots shoot out from the top of the Bastion and are able to take out one guy with 30 Grot shots. Well, about half of them were in range. The Indomitable Fortress shoots and lands a direct enough hit and takes out a fair bit, about a third of my boys in that group. Now, many of you remembered it wasn't supposed to shoot. We forgot about it, but then he forgot to shoot it the rest of the game. So, it's okay. We continued on without too much hiccups. And that was the Stormbolters from the Bastion shooting at the boys, whittling down their numbers, doing a few more wounds. And just continuing on. Excuse me. Oh, and that was the Death Roller running over one of my boys. Luckily, they're very fast. They were able to jump out of the way, and the Jeff Dread runs forward because he wants to engage those boys before they get too close to the Bastion. Now, that Death Dread assaults the boys, which we later decided that it maybe wasn't the best decision, because boys have melt-a-bomb now. But the Death Cotters, it was barely in us again, very close measurements. He does a multi-assault into my 2 vehicles with his buzzsaws, which strength 7 against armor 10 can do a lot. And he, of course, assaults his boys into my bikes, because you do not want bikes shooting at boys. They will fall much too fast. The move into assault, doing it properly this time, not like in the last game I played, sorry guys. Rolling, this is the Deathcopters, but only a glancing hit. My one looted wagon is not killed, but he cannot move or shoot next turn. And these are all the melt-a-bombs hit against that Death Dread that charged me before at a higher initiative too, which is great. And so it goes kablooey. Now the boys against the bikes, they get, again, a whole lot of hits. They take bikes, unfortunately, are not very tough. They only have the 1 wound, and the 4+ doesn't go all that much further than a 6+ save. I hit back, but then a Power Claws clash, and Andy comes up much, much higher. I think I had to roll a 4 for leadership, but my Orks are insane. Or at least insanely courageous. And combat is resolved. And he moving his guys up for the finishing blow next turn. Hopefully I can kill most of them. But here's the board. Lots of mayhem has happened. Again, those Deathcopters flanking. Nothing is keeping me from the Indomitable Fortress now next turn with those boys, which I'm very happy about. The truck actually was not touched at all, and one of the looted wagons, that Scorch is there, and needs to be dealt with. The boys are going to be able to clean up that mess, and those boys have an open shot to kill that other Bastion. And there we have, oh, the other side of the board. There's nothing inside that battle wagon, so all those boys are going to have a heyday with it, and the Death Dread trying to keep up.